Hey dearies, this is Chris. I hope you enjoyed the comedy version of private school versus public schools. This is a more serious talk about whether private schools are better or public schools are better. I can't really say that either which one's better, it just depends on which one you prefer and which one meets your needs as a person. So this is a more serious talk. So welcome to the serious talk about private school versus public schools. There are a number of things that I think everyone should know about public schools and private schools. So first of all, let's talk about teachers. There are both nice and not very nice teachers in both private and public schools, but I find that in private schools there's a lot more doctorate degrees, PhD teachers. We have in my school, there's about 5 teachers with doctor in front of their names, and I don't know, it depends on how you look at education. Personally, I think in private schools the education is a lot focused on the individual's needs. It's teacher and the students are usually very close once they get to year 11 and year 12. And then in public schools it's a lot more, a lot more open, but I think there's a lot more courses you can choose from. In public schools, the uniform's really not that strict. You can pretty much wear anything you like with the uniform. They do pretend that they want to stress on it. The teachers pretend that they want to stress on it. For example, like length of skirts and like jewelry and stuff, but in the end I don't think they care that much about uniform. So if you're one of these people which would like to pretty much have your own individuality, wearing whatever you want, I guess public school's a school for you. However, in private schools, the uniform is first of all a lot more expensive, and I mean a lot more expensive. I spent about $1,000 on my uniform when I went to a private school, and they really do care about the length of skirts. You have to wear a hat, you have to wear your tie properly, and they do give out detentions if you don't do any of these things, yeah. And you have to wear blazer all the time, so that's really annoying. Regarding sports programs, private schools, they offer a lot more, more interesting sports, but they're still quite expensive, such as equestrian, such as skiing. They still have, in public schools, they still have like netball, basketball, so it's a lot more focused on just the general sports, while in private schools they give you a lot more opportunities to try some very interesting sports that probably you've never tried before, so yeah. Regarding the students, there's always going to be bullies and there's always going to be those really, really nice people. Regarding music programs, I'm sure you guys are really confused about why public schools offer going to the Opera House to perform, going to Sydney Entertainment Centre to perform, and private schools just stick to the school hall. Well, it's because the government support public schools, so they have all these like government music programs, such as School Spectacular, such as being on TV. So if you're really, really musically talented and you want to become a performer or some kind of songwriter, I do recommend you to try the public school programs for music, because they offer a lot more. They offer a lot more government supported competitions, performances. Yeah, so when I was in a public school, I performed a lot in the Opera House, I performed a lot in the Sydney Entertainment Centre, and we did a lot of like street performances and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely good to go to a public school if you're into music, or go to the conservatorium. While in private schools they don't support it as much, so usually they just do it in their own school hall and the parents watch. So yeah, go to a public school if you're really into music and you want to develop your musical skills. Regarding laptop programs, the government has supported the public schools a lot in terms of laptops. Like you could get a laptop in year 9, and there's all these good programs installed on it. But the thing is that the laptop that they give out might not be of the best quality. And private schools, they definitely give a lot more quality laptops, such as MacBooks, such as iPads, but you do have to pay quite a lot monthly for the programs that they install in there, because they install some really interesting programs that I like to fool around with. So yeah. And regarding something like exchange and excursions and stuff, in public schools I see that we don't get offered a lot of exchange programs. Like I think there was only one I was offered to go to New Zealand, something or other, and Shanghai. And when I went to a private school, there was a lot more like Paris, Berlin, New York, and all around the world, wherever you like, Italy. And so the exchange programs are great, and excursions are really fun too. However, these exchange programs, they're really expensive. I remember the one that I went on just to Vanuatu to help out children in those countries. It costed me about $2,000 just to go to these places. But it's really fun. You get a lot of service learning opportunities. You understand a lot about their experiences. So yeah, in terms of exchange, private schools are a lot better. I don't know. So yeah, so here are some things about private schools and public schools that you might want to consider when you choose which one you want to go to, or if you're thinking about changing schools. As long as you're happy, as long as you feel like you're included, as long as you're learning, I think that's the most important thing. But I do hope that this video has helped you in deciding which school you want to go to. Please, if you want to go to a private school, try a scholarship. It doesn't hurt to try, and sometimes you can meet some really interesting people, and sometimes you might perform better than you expected. So yeah, give scholarship trials a go. So yeah, that's it guys. See you later.